Welcome back, everybody. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to explore.
Awesome. So today we're going to be looking at AI,
Oh, interesting.
but not just AI in like the real world. We're going to be looking at how AI is portrayed in movies and TV shows.
Okay, I see. So we're going beyond the technical side of things and looking at how it's portrayed in popular culture.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be looking at this through the lens of technical communication.
Makes sense. After all, these narratives can have a big impact on how people perceive and interact with real-world AI.
For sure. And that's why this deep dive is especially relevant for all you tech writers and IT pros out there. Because understanding how AI is portrayed in media can really give you insights into how to communicate about it effectively in your own work.
I completely agree. Those cultural narratives can shape public perception, which ultimately affects how we design, implement, and talk about AI in real-world settings.
Right. And to help us with this deep dive, we're going to be drawing on the insights of Curt Robbins.
Oh, yeah, he's a senior technical writer.
hmm And he's worked with some really impressive companies like FedEx and Microsoft.
Oh, wow. And Northrop Grumman, USAA, and Wells Fargo, too.
Exactly. So he really knows his stuff. And we'll be diving into his article to understand why Hollywood keeps coming back to AI. Okay, so let's get started. AI has been a part of science fiction for ages, even before we had the technology we have today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like even way back in 1927.
Wow, that's early.
Yeah. The silent film Metropolis gave us Maria, the robot.
Oh, yeah.
It was a time of rapid industrialization, and you can see how anxieties about machines replacing human labor were already starting to take root.
It's fascinating how those core fears like man versus machine seem to transcend time.
Oh, absolutely. And as computing evolved, those on-screen representations of AI evolved too.
Right, so how did AI on screen change as our technology advanced?
We'll take HAL 9000 from 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Exactly, that calm voice delivering these, well, kind of chilling lines.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because Hal isn't a big, scary robot or anything.
Nope, he's this disembodied intelligence controlling the spaceship, which makes him even more unsettling.
Right. He embodies that fear of AI becoming so smart that it surpasses human control.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, this theme really explodes in later films like The Terminator.
And the Matrix.
Exactly, where AI has gone completely rogue and humanity is really on the brink of extinction.
Yeah, those movies paint a pretty bleak picture. But did any films offer a more optimistic view of AI? Or at least like a more nuanced perspective?
Oh, definitely. Alongside those dystopian stories, you also had things like Star Trek.
Ah, Star Trek. I love Star Trek.
Star Trek, The Next Generation specifically, with Data.
Oh, Data. Yeah. I love Data, that incredibly advanced android who's always trying to understand what it means to be human.
Yeah, he even learns to play the violin, remember?
Oh, that's right. It's not just about functionality with data. It's
Right.
about this deeper desire to connect with us on an emotional level, even on a spiritual level, maybe.
Exactly. And that really taps into our fascination with the idea that AI could maybe not just mimic us, but actually understand us?
Right. Which then, of course, raises all sorts of questions about what defines humanity in the first place.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So we've got these two seemingly contrasting views. AI is this potential threat, and then AI is this potential partner. But were these ideas always presented as such a stark dichotomy in film?
Not necessarily. As AI started becoming more integrated into our own lives, the way it was portrayed on screen also shifted.
Okay, so it became less about evil robots taking over the world and more about,
It became more about the subtle, often unintended consequences of this technology.
I see, so less about us versus them and more about the blurred lines between humans and machines.
Exactly, like in Westworld, for example.
Oh, yeah, that's a great example.
Hmm.
It's not just some typical cowboys and robots story, right?
Right. It really delves into the ethics of creating these sentient machines. It explores whether or not they deserve the same rights and considerations as humans.
Yeah, Westworld really pushes those boundaries
Yeah.
and forces us to confront some really challenging questions. Like, what does it even mean to be conscious? Is that something AI can even achieve? Or is that something that's inherently human?
That's right. And these questions, they're not just science fiction anymore. They're being discussed in AI labs and research centers all around the world.
So we're not just passively watching these stories unfold on screen. We're actively participating in shaping the future of AI through these cultural dialogues.
Exactly. As technology keeps advancing, The line between science fiction and reality is becoming increasingly blurred.
It's not just about entertainment anymore. It's about understanding ourselves and the choices we make in this rapidly evolving technological landscape.
Absolutely. And it's about understanding the potential impact of AI on humanity as a whole.
This is definitely giving me a lot to think about, especially in terms of how we, as technical communicators, explain and contextualize AI for a wider audience.
Yeah, for sure. It makes you think.
It really does.
So have you ever wondered how AI might portray itself on screen? If it had the chance to tell its own story.
Whoa. Now, that's a fascinating question.
Yeah.
Would it play into those existing narratives that we've been talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Or would it offer something totally new?
Exactly.
I guess we'll have to keep thinking about that one.
We will. It's almost like, AI could become the storyteller, shaping these narratives we've been talking about.
Right, like AI is telling us about AI.
Exactly. And we're already seeing AI being used in filmmaking today.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Special effects, editing,
Mm-hmm.
It's not that crazy to imagine it writing or even directing its own stories.
Wow. So then would it lean into that savior thing?
Yeah.
Like presenting AI as this solution to all our problems?
Yeah.
Or would it tap into our fears? Like,
Yeah.
Show AI as this all-powerful force?
I mean, it could, or maybe, and this is what I think is really interesting, maybe it would offer something totally different.
Oh, okay. Like what?
Something we haven't even considered.
Mm.
Because AI, it doesn't operate with the same limitations as humans.
Right.
So it could show us concepts and ideas we can't even grasp.
It could blow our minds, basically.
Exactly. And that brings us back to something really important. Technical communication.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because as AI gets more and more complex, we need to bridge that gap, between the technology and everyday understanding.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's not just about explaining how AI works, it's about exploring its impact, on society, on culture, even art.
Okay, so we're not just talking about the technical details, but also the bigger picture.
Exactly. We need to think about how we develop and use AI, and in a way that actually benefits everyone.
Yeah, because if we don't, those scary stories, the ones where AI gets out of control, they could become real.
Exactly. And it's important to remember, those dystopian stories are important, but there's another side, too.
Right.
There are films that show how AI could make our lives better, help us connect on a deeper level.
Oh, yeah. Like in the movie Her, right?
Yeah.
Where that guy develops this relationship with his AI assistant.
Exactly. And it makes you think about companionship, intimacy, and, whether AI can fulfill our emotional needs.
And this goes beyond just romantic relationships, right? Like we're seeing AI in healthcare and education.
Oh, yeah. Even in creating art and music.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The possibilities are kind of endless.
They are, but so are the ethical concerns.
Right. Which is why we need to have these conversations and go beyond just saying AI is good or AI is bad.
Yeah, it's more complicated than that.
It is.
Just like our understanding of AI in film, our understanding of AI in real life needs to keep evolving too.
So what does all this mean for technical writers like Curt Robbins? The ones working in this field that's changing so fast.
Well, for them and for all IT professionals, really, it's super important to understand these stories, the hopes, the fears, all of it.
Right, yeah.
Because it's about bridging the gap between, the technical side and the human side, making AI understandable and, making sure it's actually useful.
So it's not just about explaining how AI works, but also why it matters.
Right. It's about being clear and engaging, but also being mindful of the ethics.
Right, because AI isn't going away. It's here to stay, and it's going to shape our world in ways we probably can't even imagine right now.
Exactly. So we need to have these tough conversations and, really be informed, be critical, and be part of making sure AI helps humanity.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility.
It is, for all of us, the developers, the writers, everyone.
Right. So we need to make sure AI is a tool that makes our lives better, helps us connect, and creates a future where tech and humanity, can work together.
That's the goal.
It is. This deep dive has really opened my eyes to how powerful storytelling is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's shaped how we think about AI.
Yeah.
And as technical writers, we have a really important part to play in that.
We do. We need to make sure those stories we're telling about AI, they're informed, and they reflect what we value as humans.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, before we wrap this up, I'm thinking about that question you asked earlier.
Which one?
If AI could make a movie about itself, what would it look like?
Right. Would we even see ourselves in that story?
Yeah. Would it be a story about hope or, despair or isolation?
It's a good question, and I think it's one we need to keep asking as we move forward with AI.
Lots to think about.
There is. And going back to Curt Robbins' article, it really shows how important it is for technical writers to think about that. The why,
Yeah, yeah.
not just the how.
Mm.
Like, why does AI matter? What's the point?
So it's not just about writing, like, instruction manuals.
Hmm.
It's about telling a story that people can connect with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One that acknowledges their hopes and fears and ultimately helps them see AI as something, that can be good, something that can be empowering.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us for another deep dive. It's been really, really interesting.
Yeah, it has.
And keep those conversations going. Keep thinking about these things. And until next time, keep exploring.
Absolutely.